People often ask me, Chloe, should I rent or should I buy? And here are several considerations to take into account. Why do people like to rent? First of all, they really like the liberty of being able to test out different neighborhoods and see where they feel most at home. Secondly, they like the freedom of not having to have the responsibility to repair anything. If something breaks, you just call your landlord. Thirdly, people think that they need to save more money for their down payment and have more money for the monthly payments to purchase their home. These are really important considerations. Why do people like to buy? Well, the American dream is to own a home. People like to build equity, and that could be in stocks and bonds, or it could be in your home. When you own your home, you can decorate it and change however you want to make it to your own taste. You don't have to live according to the landlord's taste, which is generally pretty neutral so that it fits most people's needs. Also, when you own, you could eventually become a landlord yourself. And in the long run, you can get financial freedom. Here are different considerations that loan officers take into account when they will calculate with you your rent versus buy analysis that you may not have thought of before. You should first find out what the loan options out there are for you. There are different types of loans depending on your situation. If you have less money for down payment, but a higher income, if you have more down payment and lower income, all these different factors come into play and you can find out what's the right loan for you. There are loans out there, non-conventional and non-jumbo loans, where you are able to purchase a property without having to put 20% down payment. Also, find out how much the monthly cost would be for you in today's market. The interest rates are super low at 2.75, which is a huge gap since last year. Interest rates have dropped so significantly that a year ago, if you purchased a $1 million property, it would cost you $3,800. At today's interest rates of 2.75% for a 30-year fixed, depending on your credit score, obviously, at the same amount of monthly cost, you can buy a property for nearly $1.2 million. Your purchasing power has gone up just because interest rates have gone down. So it's really interesting for you to find out how much a mortgage would cost you and what this would mean for your budget. Find out what the options are for you before you decide it's too expensive to buy. You may be spending $3,800 or $4,000 or more in your rent, and it could maybe buy you a property that you would be really happy to live in for now. Things that you need to take into account that you may have not thought about: the projected annual rent increase over 5 years or 10 years. How much is that going to impact your finances? What about projected annual increase in common charges or maintenance? All these factors come together to build this bigger financial picture, and they'll help you in that decision of, should I rent or should I buy? So if you want more information about that, let me know and I can put you in touch with really great loan officers, which will make the process super easy for you to find out what the right option is for you. Do I rent or do I buy? This is a big question and there's a lot of things to take into account. So when you're ready to own that beautiful fancy kitchen that you've already dreamt of, but you're not sure it's right for you, just give me a call and we can talk it through. Have a great day.